Introduction to Volcanoes for Kids. The following video will teach us about the various types of volcanoes that exist in the world. The world is a living thing, not alive like you and me, but the earth is always moving and changing and never remains the same. You may see it right before your very eyes, or you may not see or feel it happen at all, but the earth is changing right now beneath our feet. These changes are happening right now. Allow me to introduce you to some of how the world is changing. Be on the lookout for her, since she is about to blow. It is a volcano, right? The presence of a crack or opening in the crust of the earth through which magma might escape is what constitutes a volcano. Magma is a term that refers to the immense chambers of molten liquid rock that are located deep inside the earth's crust, yet beneath the crusts themselves. It is possible for magma to gradually cool and become solid, or it may flow and feed a volcano, causing it to rise to the surface of the earth. Magma that contains trapped gases may also flow. The transformation of magma into lava occurs when it reaches the surface. There are three possible states of a volcano: active, dormant, and extinct. Active volcanoes are those that are currently dormant and have the potential to erupt at some point in the future. Extinct volcanoes are those that were previously active but are no more. Let's become familiar with three distinct types of volcanoes. Volcanoes that erupted millions of years ago contributed to the construction of the islands of Hawaii, which are instances of shield volcanoes. The islands of Hawaii emerged from the ocean. The majority of these volcanoes have been dormant for 1 million years, although others have been active and have continued to erupt. The regions covered by these volcanoes are enormous, and their slopes slope in a progressive manner. Both the eruptions and the lava flows are quite liquid. The eruptions are similar to fountains. There is one volcano that is actively erupting beneath the ocean, and that is the Loihi volcano, which is located south of the large island of Hawaii. In about 100,000 years, Loihi, which is a seamount rising 10,000 feet from the floor of the Pacific Ocean, will eventually transform into an island of its own as it continues to release molten lava. In contrast to cinder cone volcanoes, shield volcanoes do not produce as much explosive activity. Cinder cone volcanoes have steep sides that are horizontal. Polito, a senior citizen, was engaged in labor in his cornfield, located near the community of Paracutin, Mexico, during the year 1943. The earth began to quiver and shake as Polito and his family were working in the field, and right in front of his very eyes, the ground swelled to a height of more than 6 feet. Polito recounts this event in his account. There was a crack that appeared, and smoke and ash of a grayish color began to pour into the air. There was also a dreadful hissing sound, and the odor of sulfur was quite unpleasant. Polito was unable to locate his family despite the dense smoke that surrounded them. Upon his return to the village, he found that they had arrived undamaged and in good condition. The volcano would continue to expand over the days, weeks, and years that followed, eventually reaching a height of more than 1,300 feet, which is equivalent to 396.24 meters. The settlements of Paracutin and San Juan, which were devastated, were surrounded by thick, slow-moving lava that was spewing scorching smoke and ash into the air. As a result, everyone had to be evacuated and moved to a different location. Do you have any idea how terrible something like that would be? For scientists, The Paracutan volcano holds a significant place in their lives because they have witnessed the creation and development of a volcano as well as the process of the volcano becoming dormant. In addition, even though a cinder cone volcano could be a dreadful thing, it is not comparable to the spectacle that is a volcano. When we talk about something that is significantly more powerful, significantly more horrible, significantly more frightening, and significantly more explosive, we are, of course, referring to the stratovolcano. The bottom slopes of a stratovolcano are relatively moderate, whereas the top slopes progress to become increasingly steep. Lava that has been allowed to harden, volcanic ash, and pumice are the components that make up their structure. Stratovolcanoes are known to have explosive eruptions that send flaming lava fragments through the air like bombs. Toxic fumes fill the air, and gigantic plumes of ash clouds carry such a large distance that they make it hard for aircraft to travel. Lava from these volcanoes flows slowly, yet it covers, burns, and destroys everything in its path. These volcanoes are among the most destructive and lethal in the world. Several stunning snow-covered peaks can be found in the Cascade Mountain Range, which is located in the southwest region of Washington State. Some of these peaks are volcanoes. Mount St. Helens is the name of one of these mountains that are formed by volcanic activity. Volcanologists, scientists who study volcanoes, had been studying Mount St. Helens with their equipment, watching and waiting for another possibly major eruption. It was not a secret that Mount St. Helens had been an active volcano for hundreds or even thousands of years. Volcanologists had been studying St. Helens with their equipment, and it was possible that St. Helens would not erupt in their lifetime despite the sophisticated equipment they had. Then, in the spring of 1980, after months of tremors and earthquakes shaking the ground on the north face of Mount St. Helens, a bulge began to form. A specialist in volcanology named David A. Johnston was using his lasers to monitor and measure the expansion of the bulge. On the 18th of May in 1980, David made a statement over the radio that said, "This is it. This is it." It was a supersonic whirlwind that blew out of the caldera. 8 miles in every direction, everything that was in the path of this huge eruption was destroyed. David A. Johnston was camping directly in the line of the most devastating volcanic explosion in the history of the United States, according to available records. The destruction of 250 dwellings, railroads, bridges, and roadways has occurred. Is it possible that Mount St. Helens could erupt once more? Why don't you just wait and see? There are around 1,500 volcanoes that have the potential to be active around the planet, and 169 of them are located in the United States. Is one in the vicinity of you? The Pacific Rim is a region that extends from South and North America to the Aleutian Islands of Alaska, in addition to the islands of Japan and the Philippines, Indonesia, New Zealand, and the South Pacific. Along this region, there are a great number of volcanoes. It is commonly referred to as the Ring of Fire, and it is located in the Pacific Ocean. In addition to the volcanoes that we have explored, our planet has been alive with erupting volcanoes for millions of years. Mount Vesuvius of Pompeii, Krakatoa in Indonesia, and the volcanic complex in Iceland are among the most terrifying and destructive volcanoes. Furthermore, deep beneath Yellowstone National Park are enormous chambers of molten magma that, at some point in the future, may make their way to the surface and become the most tremendous supervolcano ever. The functions of volcanoes. There is some degree of safety associated with the consequences of volcanoes. Andesol, which is a type of soil that contains volcanic ash, is beneficial for agricultural growth. In addition, the volcanic glass known as obsidian has been utilized by a great number of the world's peoples to make weapons, tools, and ornaments respectively. Additionally, the volcanic stone known as pumice is utilized by people to clean wood, metal, and other surfaces, as well as for the establishment of building materials. There is a tremendous amount of potential energy that may be derived from the heat that is produced from the Earth's interior by volcanoes. It is challenging for people to exert control over this type of energy, which is known as geothermal energy. On the other hand, numerous nations, including Italy, New Zealand, Japan, Iceland, and the United States, have utilized hot water and steam that has been trapped below the surface to generate electric power, as well as to heat homes and greenhouses. Share in the comments. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to never miss an update. See you in the future video, and thanks for watching.